what I want to challenge us today to do is to actually consider another bucket, which might be uncomfortable to do, but I'm going to throw it out there, and that is you. You yourself could be contributing to your own burnout. And I know that sounds like a circular definition, but we'll get into it. Um, I think the first place that I'd like to start out with is, of course, the workplace related causes of burnout, because I think that's pretty obvious to most of us. I think we can identify when our workplace, or hopefully when our workplace might be impacting us in terms of our causes for burnout. And it could be, again, these are just a variety of examples. It could be where your purpose isn't clear. So, for example, if you take the healthcare space, there are many reports of individuals pointing to private equity, the private equity takeover of healthcare, in that ownership style, sometimes blurring the purpose of making money versus fulfilling the mission of healthcare. Maybe another reason is that you feel like you're being compensated to do things to people instead of doing things for people. Again, maybe you're scared to even discuss any personal mental struggles you may have, because there are many forums these days in a variety of different specialties in which you need to disclose those items. So, take a physician, for example, when they're going through their license renewal, they actually, in many states, have to disclose whether they have a mental illness, which will then trigger a variety of additional questions and possible concern about their own competency. It could be that in your workplace, you're dealing with what you believe is burdensome, or let's say repetitive administrative tasks. You feel like maybe you have a lack of control over your work environment. Maybe you're spending more time, staring at a computer screen instead of focusing on the individuals in front of you that matter the most, whether it be a patient or a colleague. Regardless of whatever the issue may be. And these, again, in no way is this meant to be an exhaustive list, just kind of sprinkling out there different ways that the work can impact us and fuel burnout. There is one item that I've purposefully left off of this list, and that is maybe you're working long hours as a cause for burnout. Because really surprisingly, out of all the research I've done, and in having the honor of composing a book on this topic, I never found a research study that actually showed that burnout was related to whether the work was hard, or whether somebody spent long hours at their work. And I think that's one of the very interesting things that we may try to appreciate during this talk, is that many of the people that love their work, um, they often work harder. They often work longer at their jobs than people who are disengaged. So again, we're going to go into this, but again, this is just a high level, try to touch on the work related causes of burnout.